Hey guys, it's Babypowder, and we're back with another one of our 200 runs loot series videos, and this one is for Karazhan. Karazhan has in the past, when I've only tried to do like 10 20 runs, it's never been really the greatest for me, but I have to say, man, I was kind of blown away when we did it for the 200 runs. So it's good that we're actually doing so many runs of so many dungeons to see what, each dungeon or raid, this one's actually a raid, has to offer, because this one was really good. But before we get into it, just like to mention, if you do like these videos and like this whole concept that I'm doing with the 200 run series, make sure you smash that big thumbs up. Lets me know that you guys like what I'm doing, so continue to do it. And also make sure you hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so you get alerted when I come out with the next video. But anyway, guys, again, this one was on Karazhan. Of course, here we are aiming for like world drop epic patterns, big things like the Felsteel Longblade pattern and just other world epic drops. But the Felsteel Longblade pattern is definitely the one that's sought after the most, at least as far as I'm aware. Other good things are like Blade of Wizardry as far as some of the weapons, but because there's like weapon transmogs and things like that too. But but anyway, that's mostly what we're after, and it did seem like majority of the time we were at least getting one epic drop every 10 runs we did. The biggest so far, as far as returning us with like epic world drops and world drop patterns, as far as all the Outland things we've done, has up until now been Sunwell. We ended up with like 14 epic drops after doing Sunwell. And as far as the dungeons go, we had some that only gave us one after 200 runs. We had, I think the highest dungeon so far still is to be Master's Terrace, that actually gave us 3 epic drops. Ramparts actually probably gave us the biggest variety, because they actually had some decent greens and things too, but still Master's Terrace held the highest with the dungeons. So the dungeons just have not been the greatest. But anyway, so I'm not continuing to rambling on here. Let's just go ahead and jump right to our first bank alt, which is going to be holding all the loot from our Alliance Druid. So it's going to be our Alliance bank alt, and then we'll hop over and take a look at our Horde one. So it's 100 runs worth of loot on the first one, 100 runs worth of loot, for a grand total of 200 runs worth of loot. So with that being said, let's go ahead and jump to it and see what we got. All right, guys, so here we are on our first bank alt, and again, it's our Alliance bank alt, holding all of the Alliance Druid stuff. So we've got some stuff. So it's not completely full out. I mean, we don't have a bunch of like greens and things filling it out with low value stuff, but overall, I still feel like it was really great, because you see we got some epic things here. So again, our goal was to beat 14 epic drops, because that's what we pretty much had out of Sunwell. We'll start off here on the left side though with some green stuff we have here. We have the schematic for the purple smoke flare, which has actually been really good. We've sold these consistently. It is only valued at 6,000 gold, but still, it all adds up. Recipe for destruction potion, again, just valued a little over 6,000 gold. I actually have 2 of those. And then elixir of major mage blood, for a little over 7,000 actually for this one. The sell rate's a little bit lower than the other two, but yeah, still not bad. Some little patterns that we can try to sell. Again, smoke flare has been really great, so I'm hoping it's gonna be pretty good there. Then we have some blue patterns here. We have a pattern for the cloak of eternity, 12,000 gold. Again, pretty high sell rate at 0.012. And then we have the schematic for the power amplification goggles at a little over 7,000 gold, a little higher sell rate on that one. And then we have our epic drops, and then our epic patterns over there. So lightning crown, we actually got 2 of these, so we can actually trade one over if we need to for our Horde bank alt. But yeah, 69,000 gold for this one, 0.007 sell rate. And then we've got the blink strike right here. It's a sword, and it's valued at 68,788 gold with a 0.004 sell rate. And then we've got the life-giving cloak right here for 44,000 in value at a 0.004 sell rate. As far as our patterns go, we have a pattern for the unyielding girdle, 105,898 gold and 0.006 sell rate in value. Again, this is value, so it's not mean we're going to sell it for that. Just clarify that. We also got plans for the Steel Crypt gauntlets right here, 215,000 at 0.004 sell rate. Pattern for Living Dragon Scale Helm at 176,000, 0.004 sell rate. And then plans for the Corium Champion, 249,000 at a 0.003 sell rate. And I have actually recently sold one of these patterns for the Unyielding Girdle. I don't think we sold it here on this. I can't remember if it was here on one of these rounds that we're tracking here with our cleanouts, but I do recall selling one of these recently. So that's a good sign. Hopefully we'll see these, you know, some of these sell here in the coming weeks, maybe even some of the epic drops. But that already gives us 8 epics, meaning we only need another 6 to tie up with Sunwell, which is giving us the most. And Sunwell, you know, they actually have, they're still good even if we do end up with more from Karazhan, because their patterns, a lot of those are actually engineering patterns that are only drop in Sunwell. But it's nice to have somewhere else to go to get some of these other world drop epic patterns that we may not see these drop in Sunwell. Although you do see these drop in Sunwell too, it's just not as often as the engineering ones. But anyway, we did get a little bit of materials, only 6 of the Netherweb Spider Silk, because like my first run or two, I actually did go through the little spider area, but then I decided it just wasn't worth the time investment and, you know, clearing that out. But you could, if you decide to do these runs and didn't mind taking a little extra long to do the runs, then you could definitely clear that area too. Of course, you would have a chance for some of these epic drops in those areas as well. The only downside is, and why I decided not to, is because a portion of the mobs don't even drop anything whatsoever, so you're kind of getting less chances for loot per time spent, I feel. So that's why I didn't waste my time with it. And again, it's not about getting the materials, it's more about getting you know, the transmog items. But anyway, that's going to do it for our alliance portion and their 100 runs. Let's go ahead and jump over to our Horde Druid, or Horde Bank Alt from our Horde Druid, and see what they got and how they compare with the epic drops, and see if we got more than we did with Sunwell. All right, guys, so here we are now on our Horde Bank Alt from all the loot from our Horde Druid from Karazhan, and let's go ahead and take a look and see what we got. And again, kind of the same thing. We do actually have some more greens, and actually have a few green drops here. You also may notice we actually have the Soul Essence over here, which I actually ended up vending on my Alliance Druid. It's not worth that much, and you know, I will possibly try to post it now, but I think it wouldn't even sell before in the past. That's probably why I had it marked off. But you know, before, when I was possibly doing these runs and had this marked off, we didn't have the, you know, realm wide material, you know, bank or auction house. So that's probably why they were vendored, and I just didn't bother with it, because you see they're only valued at like 25 silver, so not a big deal. But anyway, greens here, again, we have the Destruction Potion, same as the Alliance. We do have some different ones though, designed for Storming Azure Moonstone. Well, it's actually under the 5,000, but since it's a pattern, I decided to keep it. You know, 0.006 sell rate, and it is still over 4,000. So recipe for Elixir of Empowerment, over 6,000 here, and 0.007, so something different as well. And another Elixir of Empowerment, so we got 2 of those. We also got these Cleft Hoof breeches here for 5,000, 0.005 sell rate, so not bad. Warmaw gloves, actually this one I think may drop down a little bit, because 3,600, it was probably over 4,000 when I decided to actually keep it. I may end up vendoring that now, we'll see. And then we got the Dranathus mallet here for 5,800, 0.004 sell rate. And then we also got blue patterns as well right here. We got these, again, the schematic for the power amplification goggles, over 7,000, you know, 0.019 sell rate. Designed for the heavy Felsteel ring at 5,700 and 0.008 sell rate. And then designed for the delicate Internium ring at almost 8,000 gold in value there. And as far as our epic drops, we did get the Don Santos famous hunting rifle for 97,000. in value at a 0.004 sell rate. And then the Staff of Natural Fury, 72,000 at a 0.005 sell rate. And then Camis, all right, I'm just gonna call it Camis. Cerulean skirt here for 53, almost 54,000, only 0.001 sell rate. So it means it could be 0.001 or even below that. So not really good. And then we got our epic patterns, and we got again another pattern for the unyielding girdle at 105. And then we got, and if you were watching stream, you will know we got the best pattern ever. The plans for the Felsteel Longblade, 820,000 at a 0.007 sell rate. I have farmed this for years and years, even back in my multi-boxing days. I've, 8 accounts farming this like crazy. I've never seen it, and finally it dropped and we got it here. 820,000, 0.007 sell rate. So very excited about that one. We actually did less. I felt like we were doing way more as far as what we got in Sunwell, but you see we needed 6 more to even tie with them. But again, they're getting a lot of those engineering patterns out of Sunwell, not really these world drops. We had maybe a few of those. So as far as the world drop, epics, we actually did better in Karazhan, but still we ended up with more out of Sunwell when they had 14. But with us getting this pattern right here, I've said all along, wherever we get this pattern from, it's the best Outlands farm ever. So this is the best Outlands farm ever because we got this pattern. But yes, really good there. Really happy to see that one. I mean, it's amazing. It's amazing. Of course, a lot of people may think, hey, you should go ahead and learn it because it is not, I hear a lot of successful people actually selling these after crafting them. But I'm not a crafter, I'm just a humble farmer. So it's going to be sold selling the actual pattern here. And then the only thing we have left, of course, we already went over the soul essence. But that's going to do it, guys. We ended up with 13 epics. We also got some, blues, we got some okay greens, and all in all, it's the best Outlands farm ever because we got the Felsteel Longblade pattern. But anyway, I hope you guys liked this video. If you did, make sure you smash the big thumbs up so that I know you guys liked it. Also, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so you guys are alerted the next time I come out with the next one, which our next one is actually going to be another open world farm. We're going to be doing the sludge fin farm, which is going to give us items similar to Welling Caverns, which is going to be nice because it's been a long time since we did Welling Caverns. So we really need to get some of those loincloths back up on the auction house. But anyway, guys, that's going to do it for this one. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and I hope to see you all in the next video. Take care, guys.